Greetings. I'm the Reverend Jen Fenner of Epworth United Methodist Church in Gaithersburg, Maryland. I'm grateful that you journey with me today as we follow through our quest using Beth Moore's resource and also looking at Jesus and his journey towards the cross and the empty tomb. Today we're strangely in Exodus 12, not a New Testament passage at all, and we're looking at the verse that begins in 26, Exodus 12:26. It says, and this is God speaking as he prepares the people of Israel to understand the Passover dinner. When your children ask you, it says, "What does this Passover ceremony mean to you?" You are to reply, "It is the Passover sacrifice to the Lord, for he passed over the houses of the Israelites in Egypt when he struck the Egyptians, and he spared our homes." So the people knelt low and worshipped. Then the Israelites went and did this. They did just as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron. I find this powerful in the light of Holy Week and our own spiritual journey. Jesus literally takes what was the Passover celebration and turns it into a new covenant, calling attention and calling them to remember always what Jesus has done with his body and his blood. But the question that's asked in verse 26 of Exodus 12 is perhaps a question for us on this journey. What does this mean to you? What does this Passover ceremony mean to you? What does this Last Supper mean to you? What does this work of God for you on the cross mean? What does this mean to you? As we make a spiritual quest, the question of meaning feels like a really important one to come back to. It's not just that we're walking because, it's not just that we're seeking because, it's not just that we're showing up because, but God is asking us, what is the meaning to you? What is the meaning of Lent to you? What is the meaning of walking with me? Why do you do what you do? And when you receive the sacrament of Holy Communion, what does it mean to you? Today, I invite you to consider some aspect of your faith, whether it's your practice of getting up and praying or listening to worship music, whether it's your practice of serving, whether it's your practice of receiving the sacraments, whether it's this very quest that you're making now. And I invite you to ask yourself the question, what is the meaning to you? And as you sit with that in your spirit, I invite you to consider the depth that your faith brings you to, the purpose, the power, the value it adds as you live in this world. God, thank you that you bring meaning, that there is meaning in who you are and what you have done for us, and in our efforts to remember the meaning of your work across time. Help us never to forget your faithfulness, God. Help us never to forget that the angel of death passed over the houses of the Israelites, marked with the blood of the Lamb. Help us never to lose sight of the meaning that you died on the cross, that we might every single morning wake up with new grace. Help us to remember, Lord, the meaning such that we might pass it to next generations, that they too would encounter meaning and power in their walk with you. Help us today to see meaning and to give thanks to you for what is meaningful. In Jesus' name.